If you have been feeling overwhelmed as a course creator, you're not alone. So many people set out to create an online course or a digital product, a membership, a coaching program, and they start to feel overwhelmed as they're building things out. Well, today I have some tips for you to help make this process a lot easier, because I was once in this situation and I started to figure out what worked best for me that helped me to move a lot faster than feeling overwhelmed and feeling stuck and not getting my courses or my memberships or even my programs out into the world. So today, let's talk all about how you can overcome that overwhelming feeling that is keeping you from seeing success, launching, and truly getting your products and services out into the world. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Hey there, Corporate Misfits, Brittany Darrington here, and welcome to the Corporate Misfit Club channel, where we help female coaches, course creators, and consultants to build a freedom-bound business, sharing their expertise through e-learning and also creating automation so that they can build a freedom-bound business. Now, before we dive into today's topic, I want you to check out the 5 funnels that every course creator needs. This will help you to be able to create some automation in your business, eliminate a little bit of that overwhelm that you might be experiencing, and start to see results and success and income, leads, and so much more. So go ahead and check that out below. And also, if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and also be notified of some of our upcoming videos. Okay, let's talk about that feeling of overwhelm that so many of us experience when we set out to create our digital products. Whether it is an ebook, whether it's a course, a membership, a coaching program, or maybe you're just doing one-to-ones and you're going to be running it through a portal, whatever it may be, it can be overwhelming, especially if you're a one-person show. A lot of the clients that I work with, one of the things that I hear them say to me, and I hear it through their voice, their tone, I also hear it when they're showing me all their assets, they're overwhelmed. They're feeling like, I have no clue. How am I going to get to the finish line with this big disaster that I have going on? So I want you to know that you are not alone. Like you, I set out to build out a course. That was the first digital product that I wanted to create. And what I found myself was that I was feeling overwhelmed. I couldn't finish my videos. I couldn't get all the assets together. And honestly, when I was probably halfway through building out this course, I wanted to give up. First of all, the course was way too dang long. I was trying to build out a signature course, and it was going to be 8 modules. And ultimately, with the 8 modules, I was going to have worksheets, I was going to have additional trainings, and so much more. And truthfully, it made me want to pull my hair out. It was not a good fit for me, especially when I was just starting out, and it made me just want to give up. So I want you to avoid some of the mistakes that I have made, and being in this field for more than a decade, I promise you, if you can avoid this, it will save you so much time and help you to not feel overwhelmed with this process. So the first thing I want you to do, if you're feeling overwhelmed, I want you to ask yourself, what are you creating, and is it a right fit for your business? So for example, one of the things I see a lot of course creators do is when they decide they're going to make some sort of digital product, they want to create something called a signature course. And their signature course has 8 to 12 modules, and it has 5 or 6 lessons in each of the modules. That is a lot of lessons. That can be overwhelming, especially if it is just you and maybe a small team. So I want you to ask yourself, are you even ready to build a signature course? Would it be easier for you to get started with a mini course or some sort of ebook or some sort of PDF or training, a small training workshop? Would it be easier for you to get started with that and then build your way up to a signature course if that's something that you are looking to do? I think that that helps people to put things into perspective and also take a step back on what they're truly capable with the time that they have. So if you are feeling like, oh my gosh, it's taking me 2 or 3 years to build out the signature course, well, let's stop. Let's ask yourself, how much time do you have? What are you wanting to teach? And is it possible for you to get started with just a mini course or just a small membership or a workshop or a PDF or an ebook? Maybe you get started with just one-to-one coaching and get familiar and make sure the content's on point. And then you start to gather the information you're sharing in one-to-one coaching or a small group coaching, and then you plug that into a program. But I want you to think about what might be a better approach for you to get started with your digital product versus you taking years and years just to create some sort of signature program because you've seen everybody else do just that. Now, the next thing, if you are feeling overwhelmed, the second thing I want you to do is I want you to make an outline of what you are trying to accomplish. I want you to write out maybe the lessons or the topics that you're looking to teach on in your coaching program or the membership you're looking to build out, and let's start to break this down. I want you to identify, okay, if I'm going to have a lesson and worksheets associated, can I delegate some of these worksheets? Can I delegate my video editing? Can I delegate maybe writing the descriptions and the copy that goes into my actual lessons and the body of it so that people can get a grasp of what this video is about? What can I give to someone else to do so that I can focus on my zone of genius? So your zone of genius might be to just record. For example, I do not sit and try to edit my own videos. I also don't sit and try to write my own copy. I also don't sit and try to do all these different things at once. Now, I used to do that, and I promise you when I was doing all of that, I was also really broke. So if you want to avoid some of the mistakes that I experienced, I promise you, figure out a way to delegate. Now, if you enjoy editing your videos, that's something that you can continue doing. But if you find that, hey, I enjoy doing this, but it's taking me way too long, maybe we need to outsource it. Or if you find that, hey, I'm editing my videos, I'm recording my videos, but me trying to design my course portal and all the other stuff that needs to happen, like a sales page, that is taking up too much of my time. I'm going to source this out to somebody else. This will help free you up so you can focus on your zone of genius, but also get work done. And so now you're working at the same time, and that will help you reach your goal a lot faster than you trying to do it all on your own. I promise you, even if you don't have the budget, there is a way for you to be able to speed this process up. You can jump onto Facebook groups and connect with people who might be willing to trade services with you. You can even find people who might be willing to just get a start with building out your worksheets or editing. Maybe they're new to it and they just want to start practicing. So I want you to get creative if you don't have the budget. I don't want that to be your excuse. I want you to get as creative as possible because you might need to delegate in order for you to start to pass things off and get things done. Okay, the third thing I want you to do, if you're feeling overwhelmed, I want you to ask yourself, can you use a template of some sort? Whether it's a worksheet template, whether it is a template to help build out your sales page, can you use a template? If it's copy templates, I want you to eliminate trying to do this all from scratch on your own. Figure out what templates you can utilize that will help you speed up the process. The reason why people make templates, like how I make templates to help people speed the process up, the reason why they make them is because just like you, I struggled too. I was starting from scratch. I was making landing pages from scratch, and I found myself taking so much time to get designs done, to build out my portal, to build out my sales page, and I was just spending way too much time, and it was keeping me from generating revenue. It was keeping me from putting my course out into the world. So I want you to ask if it's possible, can I use a template if that is going to speed my process up? Can I use something to help me? You can even delegate and have that person who you're delegating to use a template to help speed their process up. So I really want you to think about how can you be effective with your time, and also how can you help the person who might be assisting you to build this out? How can you make their process more efficient and effective by providing templates? Okay, the fourth thing to help you to overcome the overwhelming feeling when it comes to building out a course is to stop paying attention to what everybody else is doing. I know that's easier said than done, but what usually happens is while you are trying to build out your course, you are also looking at 20 other people who have an online course, who might even have a team, who are helping them behind the scenes, and you are trying to mimic exactly what they're doing. So when they have a new lead magnet, while you're in the process of building out your course, you all of a sudden now are trying to build a new lead magnet. While they're focusing on creating new content for maybe YouTube or Instagram and all that good stuff, and you're in the process of filming out your course, now you are trying to create all this new content. I want you to put your blinders on. I cannot say it any better than this, but if you can put your blinders on, it will help you to put your head down, stay focused, don't look at what's going on outside of what you are doing, and it will help you get to that finish line. I know for myself, I am queen of seeing everybody do all these different things, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should add this lead magnet on. You know, maybe we should add a new course. Not even done with the first course. I'm in this process of just adding on more and more stuff, and it did not help me get to the finish line. So when I finally put my blinders on and and said, I'm going to finish this course. I'm going to complete it from start to finish. I don't even care if a single person joins. I just want to prove to myself I am capable of getting this done, and I can focus on sales and marketing and move on to the next steps. That helped me to really stay focused and get things done. So I want you to do the same. I want you to put those blinders on and really hone in on your skill and stop paying attention to everybody else. Okay, last but not least, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you probably are jumping on 1,005,000 platforms too. So you might be on a platform for your funnels, you might be on a platform for your digital courses or your e-products, and you might be on a platform for community, and you might be on another platform for social media and all that kind of stuff. And then you just start to feel overwhelmed because now you're trying to figure out how to manage all of these things. Now, when you're trying to manage it all, I promise you, it will make you want to pull your hair out because you're going to have some type of technology glitch, and it's going to cause you to then try to go into IT technology mode, identify what the issue is, troubleshoot, and then make sure that things are working. Now, there's nothing wrong with troubleshooting in your business. There's nothing wrong with making sure technology works, but the problem is when you start to get overwhelmed with all the technology that you're working with, you just can't figure out how to focus on your zone of genius. You now focus on things that are outside your zone of genius, and it starts to create a lot of frustration and overwhelm, and you never feel like you can get to the finish line. So I want you to take a step back. What can you eliminate? How can you keep this process as simple as possible? For me, I chose to jump onto Kajabi because it allowed me to keep all my stuff in one, and also I only had to jump into one platform. I wasn't looking at 55 other platforms. I finally stopped doing all of that, and I said, you know what, this one platform is going to have to work because I cannot keep jumping in and out of these platforms and trying to merge them together. So for me, that allowed me to really put my blinders on in that space and hone in on getting things done, and then that also allowed me to then grow if I needed additional platforms. Now, I don't work with any other platforms. I do have add-ons though that do help me to run my business, like some of the platforms that help me to have some countdown timers in my business. But I promise you, if you're trying to do that all at once, especially in the beginning, it's gonna set you up for failure. It's gonna frustrate you, and it's gonna keep you from moving forward. So take a step back, because I want you to really look at how can you simplify your business. I know that you're probably creating an online course or a coaching program or a membership or some sort of e-product because you want to build a freedom-bound business. You want to be able to have more time. You want more money. You want to do more of what you love. You want to serve the masses, but you can't do it when you're overwhelmed, you're frustrated, and you're not completing things. So let's take a step back so that you are truly able to get to the finish line. You're able to share your products, your services, your information with the world, and you can do it confidently and do it with excitement versus going into your launches where you're just ready to pull your hair out and just get this thing over with. So can you promise me that if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're going to look at some of these different areas that you are experiencing in your business, and you're going to identify how can you maybe simplify some things, how can you get clear on what can be delegated, and how can you understand what it is that's keeping you from moving forward. Maybe again, you might need to go down to a mini course versus a signature course. Maybe you do one-to-one coaching versus trying to do group coaching. Like, let's figure this out, and it doesn't mean you have to stay there. You can eventually graduate and go to the next level, but let's just get started first so that you are generating revenue, you're not overwhelmed, and ultimately you're building up to where it is that you want to go. I want you to be able to not only launch your business, I want you to grow it, and I want you to scale it, but you can't do it when you're fully overwhelmed. You can't lead when you don't know how to delegate, and you can't ultimately get to that result if you are finding yourself in a place where you're not finishing things. So help yourself get to that finish line, and also check out these tips and see if they're helpful in what you're experiencing right now if you're feeling overwhelmed. Okay, corporate misfits, so that's it. I want you to really dive in deep to what you're feeling when it comes to overwhelm. Again, these tips are just things that I look into when it comes to my business or some of the clients that I work with, and hopefully this helps. If you are feeling overwhelmed, feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know some of the things that you're experiencing, and I'll make sure to comment back and get back to you to hopefully help provide some tips. And also, if you haven't already, go ahead and download the 5 funnels that every course creator needs. This will help you to create some automation in your business and free you up so that you aren't so overwhelmed. Okay, corporate misfits, I'll see you soon. Hey there, corporate misfits. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Go ahead and hit subscribe so you can be notified of some of our upcoming videos.